On the phone right now, we have one of the co-founders of one of the biggest arts festivals in Massachusetts. Start on the Street happens every year in September. Unfortunately, they announced yesterday that this year's on September 15th over on Park Ave would be the last one. So we have one of the co-founders on the phone right now, Tina ZLODY. And Tina, thanks for joining us this morning. We appreciate it.
Thanks for having me, guys.
It can't be for a lack of attendance, because it seems like the past few Start on the Streets, you've had like 50,000 people roll through there on Park Avenue between Pleasant and Highland. So why is this year's the last?
Well, I mean, you're right. We have grown exponentially every year. And what has happened, quite honestly, is that the coordinators and directors and volunteers have not. So when you try to organize an event of this size with so many moving components, and I think what people don't understand, when you walk through Start on the Street, literally, much like Disney, everything's been planned. Everything's put in a certain place. Everything's done a certain way. Everything's done for safety and flow. And that takes thousands of hours of planning. And then never mind like the weeks leading up, the days leading up, the day of, and then post Start, where we have to unload everything that you see on the street, clean it, put it back in storage. And this is by no means a complaint. This is really just the pragmatic way that a festival of our size works. So we had to sit down and look at the balance of our lives, the balance of the things we're doing, the lack of help that we're getting. And again, not pointing fingers at people. People have lives. People have kids. People go to school. People's lives change. So when Stacy, Laura, and I really sat down, and quite honestly, it was Stacy and I, because we founded this event together. Like Laura just said, I will support you in whatever you do. Stacy and I looked at each other and I said, this is it, right? 20, we're good. And she was like, yeah, 20, we're great. And I was like, we have nothing to apologize for by ending it. Everything comes to a natural conclusion at some point, and this is our natural conclusion. And we're excited to bring this next event. So yeah, but we want people to come down and enjoy it. And again, I think it's, like you said, we don't have lack of people.
Right. I mean, you're kind of going out on top, which is a good thing. It just gets bigger every year. I think I may have gone to almost every single one of them, and it's just become such a huge event. And it's really great. If you're not familiar with it, it's a street fair with artists from all over Massachusetts coming in, displaying their wares. They're for sale. And then not just like artists like sculptors, painters, all sorts, but then you've got the music part of it. There's a stage show with all local artists. There's food vendors, local food vendors there. There's demonstrations. I always love the Higgins Armory demonstrations with the, sword fighting. I love watching the blacksmiths, making things. There's just a lot of great stuff there. So I'm definitely going to miss it. I mean, it was a great representation of the talent here in Massachusetts and southern New England. And you also do Start at the Station. Is that still going to happen?
Sure. I mean, Start on the Street, too, just to be clear, it's an all handmade festival. It's not a festival of people bringing stuff in made in other countries. It's literally, there's a handmade pledge. We look at everybody's booth. We make sure that it's all, hand created, which is a huge, huge thing to pull off, but also just to be able to highlight, to say that, like, these are not things that are just made from other places. These are literally made in artist studios. And the same thing from performances. We've drawn from pretty much all over the country, quite honestly. Barry Dennis and Gabe Rollins and Jason Mazurowski, rest in peace, two of them, really worked very hard to expand the musical offerings of Start by looking at touring bands across the country and seeing who is going to be close to Worcester or Boston and trying to grab them in for a day. And yeah, Start at the Station is an all handmade gift show at Union Station. And it really is like a super cut and dry show, which is kind of cool to put on because it's easy in, easy out. But it's a juried show of about 110 artists that are spread out all over Union Station. The restaurants are open, and it's just a really great way to like support your local economy, which is, a huge thing, is making sure that you're not spending all your money at like Walmart or, big lots, that sort of thing, that you're literally putting money back in the pocket of like local artists and the local economy. And that's another thing about START. Like, yes, it's START on the street, but every restaurant and hotel, they're all full because people are, once they leave START, they go eat at, Peppercorns, or they go downtown, or they go to the Worcester Public Market. I mean, we're literally spreading the wealth all over the area by bringing 50,000 people to one place in one day.
And is START at the station still going to happen?
Yeah, we're doing it December 8th from 11 to 5.
And like Tina said, this is all handmade stuff from local artists. If you're looking for the unique gift, maybe for the person who's hard to shop for, who has everything, or will the gift that they'll get that will be unlike anything else that they receive. This is a great place to find all the very unique stuff. So at least you got that going. That's great too. So September 15th, head over to Park Ave. Here in Worcester and enjoy, unfortunately, but, still great, the last START on the street. Get it in there while you can. And for those that don't know, Tina ZLODY also supports local businesses at the Worcester Public Marketplace. You have the market pantry there with a lot of food, a lot of kitchenware, stuff like that. That's all also made from artists throughout the region. And I have to say, has probably the best collection of hot sauces I've ever come across in my life. If you're looking for a hot sauce you've never had before, chances Tina will have it down there. And usually if you don't have it, you could probably get it, right?
Always. Yeah, that wall of hot sauce is my badge of honor.
Yeah.
And the fact that I can address almost each and every one of them is also pretty mind-boggling, since I really had no idea about hot sauce 4 years ago, but now I'm like literally I know the intricacies, ins and outs of every ingredient in a jar of hot sauce. And that's on my resume, just for future reference. If anyone wants to hire me, to do Worcester's version of Hot Ones, that's fine too. The only point I will make is that if it rains on the 15th, our rain date is the 22nd.
Okay, so September 22nd is the rain date. We'll post all that information up on our website, and we'll spread it around. And but we'll get some people there. But you have no trouble getting people at START on the street. I mean, it's just a huge event every year. Well, we're sad to see it go, Tina. But thanks to you and the co-founders for starting something like that and putting a focus on local artists, local talent, local businesses. And like you said, it goes right back into the economy, and we appreciate that.
Thanks, guys. And look, I didn't swear at all. Aren't you proud?
I know. I kind of know Tina, and I was like, please don't swear. Tina's someone who gets things done.
Yeah.
She's very focused, and, she will get it done, and regardless of what language she uses to do it, she just wants to get it done. So
very much like Jerry Seinfeld, no swearing and going out on top.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah,
guys. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you very much. That's Tina ZLODY, co-founder, START on the Street. Again, the last START is on September 15th.